Joplin, one of the largest cities in Missouri, residing on I-44, more famously on Route 66, ranging from Illinois' largest city, Chicago, to the sandy beaches of LA. If you look at the southern parts of Joplin, empty lots and a lack of large trees are present. This reveals a scar that's still healing after 15 years. A scar from one of the worst tornadoes in modern US history. A scar from the infamous Joplin Tornado. On May 22, 2011, the city with a population of around 50,000 will be devastated by the worst tornado of the 21st century, traveling 22 miles and costing nearly $3 billion, one of the costliest tornadoes on record. This would be one of the 6 tornadoes of 2011 that would be rated EF5, the highest category for tornadoes. But first, let's review what happened less than a month prior. You see, everyone was focused on what happened on April 27, 2011, the most significant outbreak in recorded history. An outbreak so significant, 10 EF5s have been documented since 2007, 6 of them in 1 year, and 4 of them on this day alone. $10 billion in damages, and $2.4 billion from the Tuscaloosa tornado itself. Think about that for a second. April 2011 is arguably the most significant month in tornadic history. Usually, May is peak tornado season, but during the first few weeks, several tornadoes touched down as small EF1s or zeros at most in the plains of the midwestern parts of the United States. Oddly, May was quiet, too quiet, until May 21st. On May 21st, an EF3 touched down near Redding, Kansas. The tornado would hit the small community, injuring 5 and killing 1. This would also be the first significant tornado of the 21st through 26th tornado outbreak. May 24th was the most significant day of the outbreak. Several EF3s and EF4s touched down, including the El Reno Piedmont EF5, often overshadowed by the EF5 prior and whatever the fuck this is, and causing some of the most absurd damage ever recorded, tossing an oil rig weighing at several 100,000 kilos. Jesus Christ. Raxpol recorded wind speeds to be 295 miles per hour, some of the highest wind speeds ever recorded for a tornado. This tornado will cross 62 miles and killing 9 people. With that aside, let's explain the Joplin EF5, one of the worst tornadoes of the 21st century. It's May 22nd, 2011. The Joplin High School is hosting its graduation. The St. John Medical Center was active. It was like any Sunday, until the late afternoon. Usually, most supercells travel in a northeastern way. However, this storm above Joplin was moving directly east. The moderate risk for tornadoes was something to be warned for, no doubt. But remember, May at this time was quiet. There weren't any large significant tornadoes outside of that EF3 the day prior. After it covers Joplin, the supercell would not produce a tornado until 5:34 p.m. At around 5:34, the terror would begin. At around 5:34 p.m., the infamous Joplin tornado will touch down just west of Joplin, rapidly building up strength as it slowly moves towards the city. As it starts forming, something horrific takes place.
Stop! It's right in the field!
Get closer, we are going to get closer.
Isaac, it's right there!
I know, it's right there, I know, but we can get closer.
Oh my gosh! Roll down your window! Roll down your window!
Oh, big tornado, big, strong tornado.
The small funnel already condenses into a large stovepipe within 10 seconds. Moving at around 30 to 35 miles per hour, the now stovepipe crossing Newton Road is producing EF2 to EF3 levels of damage. After crossing Newton Road, the tornado will go into West 26th Street, already producing EF4 levels of damage. And then, the tornado would reach the St. John's Regional Medical Center. Cars were littered in the parking lot. A helicopter from the top of the medical center was thrown into the parking lot, barely looking recognizable. Debris littered the interior of the building. Hundreds to thousands of windows were shattered. Rooms don't even look recognizable. And worst of all, 6 people have been killed. This will also be the first area of EF5 levels of damage. After leaving the hospital in ruins, the tornado will still continue to produce EF4 levels of damage. By now, the tornado has been covered in curtains of rain, essentially a cloak. A rain rat monster in plain sight. A worst case scenario for a tornado. After crossing South Main Street, the tornado's damage became so intense, buildings were literally sheared off of their foundation. The tornado would later hit the Joplin High School, heavily damaged by the ferocious winds. Due to the graduation outside of the tornado's path, the school remained inactive. But imagine what would have happened if the graduation was in the school. What you're looking at is direct footage from the Joplin High School when the tornado struck. There would have been a massive loss of life if the graduation took place at the high school. After leaving Joplin High School, the tornado will produce EF3 to EF4 levels of damage. Later, the tornado will pass through several grocery stores, including a Home Depot. Hundreds to thousands of wooden planks were thrown into the tornado, including one 2x4, which was literally used as a bullet and pierced through a concrete curb. After hitting the Home Depot, the tornado will cross through I-44, tipping over several semi-trucks and later exiting Joplin, finally dissipating at 6:12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. But back at Joplin, the scene was catastrophic. Everything in the path was nothing but unusable scraps. $2.8 billion in damages. And if we adjust that to today's inflation, the total cost of the Joplin tornado would be $4.01 billion. For reference, a B-2 Spirit stealth bomber only cost around $2 billion to build. And not even a month ago, the Tuscaloosa tornado costed $2.4 billion in damages in 2011's inflation. The damage was so severe that many people broke down in tears, including the meteorologist Mike Bettis. There were many stories of the Joplin tornado, from Will Norton to the butterfly people. No, I am not drunk. This was an actual story. During the tornado, kids saw people with beautiful butterfly-like wings, shielding them from the harm. And since then, butterflies have been an iconic part of Joplin's history. There have been many theories on how did this happen. It could have been an illusion or a more gruesome take. People were skinned while in the tornado. In Will Norton's case was a very sad story. Will Norton was a high school student that just graduated from the Joplin High School. As he was heading home, he was in the path of the tornado. Will's dad tried to shield him as the tornado picked him up. Will's dad survived, majorly injured, but Will was nowhere to be found, until a few days later, where his body was found in a lake. Norton wanted to get into Chapman University in California, a university where he always wanted to attend, just several weeks or months away, and that was taken away from him. Chapman would later honor him by putting him in their campus memorial, where their past students and teachers were. He is the only student in the memorial who never attended the university. As a result from the tornado, 161 lives will be lost. 161 lives who no longer reside along with us. This includes 3 non-related tornadic deaths, making this the deadliest tornado since official recordings began in 1950 and the 7th deadliest tornado in U.S. history. 15 years later, the scars are still there, healing but never forgotten by friends and family's victims, the city itself, and meteorology as a whole. Hey guys, this video was a brief summary of what happened in Joplin, Missouri on May 22nd, 2011. Sorry if it was a little rushed to you guys. This was because I had a lot of school to do, especially exams and tests, so yeah. So school basically crippled my production. If there wasn't any exams or tests, I could have cooked a lot better, definitely. With that out the way, I can finally make edits again. Well, if it wasn't for CapCut being, CapCut. And plus I need to learn how to edit on different apps now. So, yeah, it'll take a while. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time in several years, I think. I don't know.